So this should be my 6th video in my 7-part series entitled The Everything. And so the first video was essentially about copyright. The second video was essentially about digital copyright. Then I got into a video about hardware and software, a video about the contention of software, a video about the computer, and so now I'd like to get into that topic that is, I think for many of us, perhaps a very new topic, or never been a topic before, but is perhaps central here to the future of everything. And that is, starting with the word synthesis, derived from the original root, I believe, which is synthos, which simply means to imitate, so like synthetic leather, imitation leather. The idea being to imitate reality in the form of a synthetic one. So the title of this video is Synthesis as an Answer here. And I think I don't have to get into defining what the problem might be, but an example of how we are contending with the use of computers and the emerging realities of copyright regimes is in fact with what I'm experimenting with here tonight, and that is video streaming. Television as an ad medium where art is replaced with design, because after all, television is an art form, or can be an art form, represents the corruption of our society and our humanity. Video streaming answers this situation by confronting the ignorance of the corrupted sensibility that only masters of magical wizardry can fend off enough of the monsters of our world and create moving pictures or motion pictures. The truth is, any dumbass can make a video. Since computers eclipse copy, though, copy is transitory and the enduring market. Thus it is not about the wowness of how fast computers produce copy that should interest us, but the deliverability of what we create to the internet should interest us. Therefore, the greatest high-definition video recording is essentially the same as the lowest quality video recording on a computer. Records, therefore, are normalized in place of delivering this experience that we call the internet. So how do we define the internet then? Well, the role computers play is to say that it is everything in media aside from that which is central in a common or public studio space. The computer network is where you find the individual. All other networks are where we find the people, or the group, or the clique, or society. As we go down this path, and we've been going down it for a number of years now, we are led back to our optical computer of the last video that I did on the subject of the computer. And there we find the limits of interacting with data without time or period, simply dictating our means. Often the mistake of man to limit things to matters of time. So it seems kind of a complex point that I'm trying to make here, so I tried to do an illustration here. Ultimately, this scenario might look like this. you use objects to express yourself on your computer intuitively. This would mean comfortable objects, starting, for example, with geometric figures and working up to fully synthesized objects, like versions of items from a kitchen, synthesized people, which is sometimes referred to as morphology, a word carried over from botany, and something like synthesized geography, like your neighborhood or a public square. But to attain a human connection, perhaps one of the synthetic morphological objects, you will find the latest video representing an individual of your finding, which may include yourself. We find that individual to be a fake or someone uninteresting and return to working with the objects and geometry again. Or we use our intuition to take of activity that we have found successful in connecting with others and use that as a blueprint to find others in similar ways, with the hope of expanding our domain of friends or acquaintances and relationship. So very basically, the internet becomes a 3D geometrical arena which we use without words to find people, actual human people, human beings, human individuals, which in turn are represented by videos of themselves.